So what do you need to get started? First and foremost, you're going to need a quiet place to work in your home. We don't care if it's your kitchen table, if it's a spare closet, or if you have a big fancy office in your home. As long as it's quiet, that's what matters. Now, something that is important to keep in mind is we understand noise happens. We understand the lawnmowers running outside. We understand that there could be a tornado siren going off as a weekly test. We understand that a truck could be outside and the alarm's going off. These are all things that can be adaptable into your call environment. You just have to know how to handle those types of calls. So, for example, if your spouse is outside cutting grass and the lawnmower's in the background and you can hear it on the inside because you have a really loud lawnmower. Well, in that situation, you have to be able to adapt to what that customer is saying. So the customer may ask, are you working from home? Your job is to not let that customer know that you're working from home. You can tell them, say, I'm actually in the call center, I'm in the Miami area, and the landscaping people are outside. You can tell them something like that. Uh, there are things that you just have to know how to adapt to it. So just keep that in mind. You will need a PC with Windows 7, 8, or 10 operating system. Macs are allowed, but they may require Boot Camp to be installed. So let me touch base on Boot Camp. Boot Camp is a software that is already on a Mac computer. All you have to do is go into the Mac computer and activate that program. Whenever you activate that program, it allows your Mac computer to run Windows-based programs as well as Apple-based programs. So it just turns your computer into being able to run Windows-based computers. We will send the instructions to you via email if you have a Mac computer, as well as they will be downloadable through this training. So you can download it as well. Now, for where it says phone line with no call-in features installed, no voicemail, no call waiting, no three-way calling. The only thing that you are allowed to have on that phone line is long distance. Arise uses a virtual gateway with some clients, and you will see that if a client requires it, we will show you how to pull that up and see if that client requires it or not. But whenever that client requires you to have that virtual gateway, what that means is that you have to have a phone line with long distance calling. The calls go from the customer to the Arise headquarters in Miami, Florida, and then from Miami, Florida to you. If you are not in the Miami area code when those calls are routed, then you would incur long distance charges. And this is only for the clients that uses the AVG or the Arise Virtual Gateway. We will show you where to find this in the opportunity announcement so that you can see which client needs the phone line. Also, another thing on phone lines is not all clients require phone lines. So we have some clients that take calls through a USB VoIP headset. That headset would be used to attend your live instructor training classes as well as taking calls. So if your client does require the phone line, this is where it can be tricky. The image that you see pictured there on the right-hand side of the screen, that is a headset and dial pad combo, and that will be used to take your live production calls. This is only required if and only if your client requires a phone line. Keep in mind that there is no wireless headsets, no wireless internet. You must be connected to the modem. And if you have a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go ahead and convert to a wired one. We don't want you to be on a call with a customer and then your keyboard batteries die. Well, you're digging in your desk, you can't find any batteries, you don't put the customer on hold. He's been on hold for like 2 minutes while you're digging in a spare drawer looking for batteries, and then you come back, the customer's getting frustrated. All he wants to do is pay his bill, and he's getting really, really irate. You can't even type to your supervisor to tell them that you need help. And you are just stuck with this customer who's getting angrier by the minute, all because you don't have batteries. So go ahead, convert to the wired, and if you are going to use wireless, just sit the wireless computer, the wired ones, hook them up and set them off to the side. That way, if your batteries die in your wireless, you just reach right there, get the wired one, you're good to go. So keep that in mind. So, what are the critical success factors? What's going to make you the most successful while servicing at home? A desktop tower computer, the ones with the separate monitor, yes, they still make those. I hear that all the time. Yes, they still make those. Those are the ones that are going to be the most beneficial for you. You'll see here that the monitor specification says 1280 by 1024 or either 1920 by 1080 in the full HD. The 17 inches is the absolute minimum. If you have something smaller than that, it's not going to work. The minimum internet connection speed is 10 megabytes per second download and 3 megabytes per second upload. You can test it at speedtest.net, and we also do the speedtest.net on the online pre-interview that you should have already completed. So that's something that you should have already used. Dual monitors are found to be highly useful for many clients, and we have several clients that require double monitors, so keep that in mind. 4 gigabyte RAM minimum, and then CPU should be 3.0 gigahertz minimum. We ask for a screenshot of your control panel as we go through the pre-screen interview, and this allows us to know if your computer meets these minimum requirements.